Hi there, it's Dell back from Spartan Racing. I've been asked by a couple of people what my settings are for the new Simucube. Now, I want to start this video off by saying something. I am very, very new to this, and I'm only sort of starting to get my feet on the ground as far as the Simucube software goes. There's other people out there that are so much more skilled than me to be able to get these settings sorted out. Admittedly, some of the settings I got here, I did take from Dan Suzuki's YouTube channel. He's excellent at the information that he puts out and really smart dude. And so I borrowed some of his settings that seem to work quite well. Now, I primarily am racing these days in Assetto Corsa Competizione. I do a lot of iRacing, but I've sort of transitioned over to Assetto, or ACC, I should say. So this is where I've been spending a lot of time before I changed over to Simucube from the Fanatec DD2. And it's taken me a little while just to sort of get an understanding. When I first got into the Simucube, I found it was really I don't know, it was lacking punch or something. First thing I realized is I had the high torque disabled, so bigger for me. And then the next thing was just a matter of going through and getting an understanding of wanting to have that feeling the same as what I had with the Fanatec through the Simucube, but then realizing that they're very different systems, and where the Fanatec is a more aggressive, sort of snappier translation of feedback and fidelity, the Simucube is very smooth and very refined in the way it seems to translate the data. So through the wheel, I mean. So this is what I kind of come up with now. I leave the overall strength at 100%. I know some people like it less. I like the 100% because I want to use the full dynamic range of the forces that are available. I've played in ACC, I've played with a number of these settings for wheel rotation. Now I've gone from 1080 to 900 to 540 to 720, and to be honest with you, I haven't noticed any difference. It just seems to be whatever car you go in, the game seems to set the rotation. Now I could be wrong here, but again, changing these from 540, 720, 900, 1080, haven't really noticed any difference. I've just got it on, happen to have it on 540 at the moment because that was the last lot of testing I was doing. The bump stop feel is on soft, so that I've got a soft bump stop when I'm rotating the wheel, and again match the bump stop range to the steering range. A couple of other changes here. I don't profess to know exactly what all these mean at the moment, but I've just been going through and trying each effect, putting it to the maximum, putting it to the middle, putting it down to the minimum, picking a few in between, doing a few laps, and until I get something that delivered that real, and I've used the word before, that real snap that I had from the DD2 back into the Simucube. Yet with the Simucube, it now gives me that snap that I want, but it also does it in a really, it's really much more progressive. So these are the settings. I got the damping on 12, the friction on 8. The inertia was one of the ones that I picked up from Dan Suzuki. Some static force reductions on 12. The inertia's on 15. It's on 12. The skew rate limit is off, and the ultra low latency I've just left at its default, which is 20%. I don't have any center frequencies running. That's disabled. Tried a few, didn't really seem to notice a difference. I went through each one of these with the damper and friction. I've sort of settled here. From my understanding, when you've got the sim running, if there's a little balloon, a little circle here, that's when it's actually generating data from the game. And I've noticed that the dampening comes up, but all of these just stay with the little dash here, so I don't think they're actually being used. So I just left them. I tried moving all these springs and bits and pieces and sine waves and square waves and sawtooth and triangle up and down and up and down, and I couldn't tell any difference. So this has given me sort of what I need from ACC. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll start the sim. So just bear with me for a second, and run into this, and then I'll show you my settings in ACC. Again, it may not work for you. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, but you know, hey, that's what opinions are about. But I've just found that there's when I was playing with a couple of the filters within the sim itself, there were some things that made a difference. For instance, I've got my gain set at 47%. No minimum forces, no dynamic dampening, and again, things like road effects, I've been told, you know, you don't have them on. I turned them off and I turned it on, and I did find there was a difference. I like that sort of feeling of the sort of the graininess of the tires on the surface. So I played with a number of settings and I sort of hit up to about 30%, and that worked well. And in the steering lock, for some reason, I don't know why, but ACC, you can't actually get 540. If you change, it goes to 534 and 544, and I've tried grabbing it and moving the slider up and down. There's must be a way of doing it, but I can't figure it out. And everything else I've left pretty much as default, and this has been really working well for me. I'm getting this really lovely feeling. I can feel the road through the car. I can feel a little bit of the sort of that distortion in the tires. I've got a nice amount of pressure. I do like the force feedback to be a little heavier, I must admit. And this I'm using a GSI, a Blackout Edition Formula wheel, and it's actually a lot bigger than the Fanatec F1 wheel. This one's about 300 mil wide. I know the Fanatec one was about 280, but this is a much bigger, heavier wheel with much larger grips, so it takes a little bit more to get the feeling coming through it, and it's really nice. It's coming on really nice. I'm really happy with where I am at the moment. Now, these settings from Simucube are the same settings that I've used in iRacing, and in iRacing, I was primarily running the F2s and the F3s. I found that in iRacing, my settings were around a force feedback strength of around 10, and that gave me again a really good feeling, and I didn't have to change the settings in the Simucube True Drive software. So I hope that you guys can try these settings, and please give me some feedback, because if there's any improvements if I can make, if there's anything I'm doing wrong that you think, you know, you've got explanations of correcting what I'm doing, happy to take that feedback. Be nice. I mean, we're here to try and sort of share this information, and I want to learn as much about this stuff as people who are a lot smarter than me already know. So thanks for looking at the videos, thanks for the comments, thanks for the feedback, and we'll talk soon.